We begin with this week's action reel and the New Jersey Nets' impressive early showing in the Atlantic Division. Kenny Anderson has taken control of Chuck Daly's young team despite leaving college after his sophomore year. Against the Cavs, Anderson scored 23 points and dished out 10 assists as the Nets forced an uncharacteristic 20 Cleveland turnovers and made the Cavs pay in transition.
Nets 4-on-1. Kenny to Coleman.
Friday night, the Sixers' Hersey Hawkins exploded for a game-high 35 points. But the Nets showed great poise in coming back from 8 down late in the fourth quarter, going on to win in overtime. Saturday, the Nets starting five conducted a clinic in Baltimore as they shot a combined 62% from the floor in a win over the Bullets.
4-on-2 break. Anderson to Coleman for the slam.
Chuck Daly's Nets are now within a half game of the first-place Knicks. After a 1-4 start at home, the Utah Jazz have won 12 straight at the Delta Center and are now in first place in the Midwest.
And it goes, and down it goes.
Last week, Karl Malone led the Jazz against Miami, but it was John Stockton who conducted the Jazz to a double overtime win over the Heat.
Down the three, and Stockton drains the three. Incredible finish here in Utah.
Thursday, the mailman welcomed Seattle into town, delivering 38 points and one big headache for Michael Cage and the rest of the Sonics. Sacramento coach Gary St. Jean thought he had the right game plan to beat Utah on Saturday. But Malone got by with a little help from his friends, and the Jazz won their third straight, moving into a temporary tie with Seattle for the league's second-best record at 24-10. Chasing Utah in the Midwest are Rudy Tomjanovich's red-hot Houston Rockets. After a 7-game losing streak, the Rockets have now won 4 straight. Kenny Smith poured in a season-high 29 points against the Clippers.
On the other end, Maxwell. Back to Kenny. Kenny lays it up for 2.
Much to the delight of his teammates. Back home at the Summit, rookie Robert Horry's career-high 26 points helped Houston defeat Charlotte. But when Patrick Ewing's Knicks came to town, it was Hakeem Olajuwon who answered the call, causing nightmares for New York.
Olajuwon works baseline. Olajuwon! 42 points, and he's had an answer every time the Knicks have come close.
Finally, the San Antonio Spurs are 11-2 under new coach John Lucas, and no one has benefited more than Avery Johnson. Last week, A.J. spoiled Sidney Lowe's coaching debut with the T-Wolves, scoring a season-high 17 points.
Avery Johnson, the scoop shot in between Leitner and Spencer.
Johnson followed that up with 18 points and 16 assists in a win over the Bucks. Then deferred to the Admiral back home on Saturday night, as David Robinson had a career night in helping the Spurs defeat Charlotte for their 6th straight win.
Robinson steps back and hits again, and there's 48. 52, one off the Hemisphere Arena record.
While the Spurs are thriving under coach John Lucas, we find out in our news, notes, and quotes that the Dallas Mavericks have not enjoyed similar success under their head man, Richie Adubato. And as a result, the Mavs coach was replaced by assistant Garfield Hurd, who hopes to improve on Dallas's league-worst 2-30 record.
Well, this is one of the last thing I've expected this year, period, but, things like that happen. In the NBA, you never know what's going to happen. You just got to be prepared for it, and, I'll try to go out and do the best I can tonight.
One legendary coach was honored in Portland this week as Jack Ramsey, the man who led them to their only title, had his number retired.
So let's hear it for that wonderful coach, Jack Ramsey. Thanks.
This was also a week for some personal milestones around the NBA. Charles Barkley was the first as he reached the 15,000-point plateau against the Miami Heat.
16, make that 15,000 career points for Charles Barkley.
Also deserving of congratulations is Utah's Mark Eaton. The Jazz center became only the second man in NBA history to record 3,000 blocks.
Mark Eaton has picked up 3,000 career blocks.
And San Antonio's Dale Ellis surpassed Michael Adams to become the league's all-time three-point shooter.
His third three tonight.
And finally, the NBA's leading rebounder, Dennis Rodman, tore his calf muscle and will be out at least 3 weeks. This week, we take an inside look at a group of rookies who are taking the league by storm and letting everyone know that they're here to stay.
Check this out.
In Orlando, Shaquille O'Neal is terrorizing opponents at both ends of the floor as he's helped turn the Magic into a legitimate playoff contender.
I consider myself a new breed, man. I think there's, maybe 3 or 4 in the NBA. Myself, Robinson, daughter, Yakeem, and Patrick. And I'm 7 foot, 300 pounds, but I'm able to run the floor.
Now you've got a guy who comes in the league who's roughly 20, 21 years old, who has force like the Terminator. And I think we're going to see a lot of Shaq virus around the league. People are going to come up and say, I don't think I want to play against this guy tonight.
This guy, sky is the limit to his potential. Yeah. I mean, he's an excellent player. He's a true big man.
No man has come in with the kind of fanfare this guy has since Kareem. And I think that he's worthy of it. I think he's worthy of it because he's a complete basketball player.
The Charlotte Hornets select Alonzo Mourning from Georgetown University.
Hello, Zoe.
After a lengthy holdout, Alonzo Mourning is catching up with the rest of the league and is already proving to be one of the game's best defensive centers.
It's been a struggle at times, I just got to learn to use the right judgment, at the right time. But unfortunately, I have a group of guys around me who are veterans and who have been there to help me along the way.
Minnesota's Christian Laettner is proving to be worthy of the 3rd pick in the draft. Although the T-Wolves are struggling a bit, Laettner's been consistent all season long.
If you stick with it and keep playing hard, you can, do some good things and just, a lot of people told me, just look straight ahead and, jump into it.
Denver's LaFonso Ellis has jumped into the starting lineup and has been intimidated by no one.
I run into David Robinson, Antoine Carr. I run into Sean Kemp, Karl Malone, these guys each and every night. And they're all just great players. And I go home each and every night. And I'm like, whew, I just played against Buck Williams today. I scored over Buck Williams today.
I felt confident that coming into the league, I would be a good player. It came a little bit quicker than maybe I expected. The transition was a little bit smoother than most rookies, but I knew in the long run I would be okay because of my work ethic and how bad I wanted to play in this league.
Gugliotta with the rebound. He has 10 rebounds and 26 points so far. He finishes the break. He can do it all, can he? Just a rookie. Shaquille.
This year's rookie crop is certainly one of the strongest ever. And in this week's Magic Moments, we look back to Wilt Chamberlain's inaugural season.
I think there will be a period of orientation for me, of course, like it is for every newcomer in the NBA, but I think in the long run I'll be able to handle myself man-to-man with almost anyone in the league.
Wilt's predictions for a successful rookie year were understated, as he averaged 38 points and 27 rebounds a game. Not your typical first-year numbers.
No, not in the true sense of being a rookie with all the rookie uncertainties. I think Wilt has always been, and rightfully so, very conscious of his own ability. And he just fitted in like a veteran. I don't know if he had any very close friends on the team, but that's, Wilt went his own way. We saw Wilt at practice, and we saw him at the games, and then he went his own way.
His matchups with Bill Russell became instant classics.
I remember I first encountered during the regular season. I remember I had a real good game, and I thought he had a real good game, and I was spent emotionally. And the next 3 games, I wasn't very good. He's far and away the best player I played against. I mean, it's not even close.
Wilt would go on to have a career in which he would break almost every record imaginable, including most games scoring 50 or more points. But can you name the player who has accomplished this feat the second most times in NBA history? The answer when we return, right here on NBA Action. Welcome back to NBA Action. And now the answer to this week's trivia question. After Wilt Chamberlain, the player with the most games of over 50 points in his career is Michael Jordan. The Bulls superstar has broken the half-century mark 31 times in his 8.5 years with Chicago. Now, in our marquee matchup, the Chicago Bulls meet the up-and-coming Orlando Magic for the second time this week. Earlier in the week, Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal exchanged pleasantries before their first confrontation.
He's had a successful start in his career, and Orlando's playing well. We're coming off a loss, so, we have to come in and be ready to play.
Final score, Chicago 122, Magic 106, and we'll see these guys later on this week.
Orlando would give it another try on Saturday. But now, their revenge would have to come on the world champions' home turf.
The Shaq makes his first appearance here.
Immediately, Jordan sent notice that revenge would not come easily.
And he may be on tonight.
But Shaquille showed he was on his game as well.
Graham will out of the way. And they say play on as he just threw it in.
Meanwhile, Jordan was having one of those nights.
Oh, wow. What a first period.
MJ with one short of his number.
Even with Jordan's scoring exploits, the Magic were able to stay right with Chicago.
Out it comes to Bowie. There's 3 on 2. Skiles right side drives in and lays it in.
Jordan single-handedly kept the Bulls in the game, but it was the Magic who led at halftime.
Put it up again. Yes, and he fouled.
And Shaquille O'Neal was closing fast. 30 points for MJ.
At the outset of the second half, Jordan's teammates began to assert themselves as the Bulls started to build a lead. But the Magic superstar rookie continued his own onslaught in his stylish fashion.
Tough lob pass.
Jordan was well on his way to a phenomenal night, but still the relentless Magic just wouldn't go away.
Basket for Jordan. A 3-point Bulls lead. Anderson is open. Look out.
Yes, sir. He makes a long, long three.
We will go to overtime at the Chicago Stadium.
The extra session would belong to Orlando as Shaquille continued to dominate inside. But the game wasn't really decided until an unusual play by Nick Anderson.
Marching in the middle, and he goes around the back like he did before. Here comes
Anderson got it, but put it in.
Ball game over. You talk about a character win. Tonight was one of those.
Despite Orlando's victory, Jordan scored a league-high 64 points. What do you do for an encore? We've got the answers, starting with some long-range bombs. First off, Harold Miner.
Miner for 3 and the tie.
And he gets
with 0.8 of a second left. Harold Miner hits his first three-pointer of his rookie year.
And check out this three-point fling by Stacey King.
Got to put it up. He does.
In the hole! In the hole!
Yes, a buzzer of 3 for Stacey King.
Forget about this long-range stuff. This slam dunk boss, he likes to take it in your face. Ain't that right, Shaq? Or LaFonso Ellis.
And it results in Ellis flying in and fouled.
Good morning to you.
Horry in the middle for the
Hello, Mr. Morning. Guess what I just did?
And David Benoit seals this one for the mailman.
Benoit slam. Oh, that is unbelievable.
Not bad, fellas. But the next group of shots are pretty nifty, too. Too bad they don't count. Sorry, guys.
Lamb follows. No. Lamb follows. And his foul.
Go ahead, Bill. Keep practicing. You get it. Yes!
Tilting went back to the yard like, hey, can I get this thing to go? Is there any chance at all?
And we close this week's encore with a exclamation point, as the Bullets guard just can't miss, even after the whistle.
It's the kind of night Rex Chapman's having, though. Everything he throws up there goes in.
Welcome back to NBA Action. Now on NBA Action, we feature a man who plays every game like it's his last. Chuck Person holds court. From the beginning, he's always had that confident air. He's always played with emotion, and he's never been bashful.
Indiana with 2 seconds hits the shot. He hit it.
They're looking at McHale. It's stolen by Person.
Wow, what a demonstration.
There's no one better at playing to the moment than Chuck Person.
Chuck Person can talk some trash to Larry Bird now. He scored the last 16 points.
In order for me to be successful, I think you have to have an edge. And my edge is to put in the fear of me inside of my opponent.
But after 6 personable seasons with the Pacers, it would be Indiana who would grow fearful of Chuck, feeling that his on-court antics detracted from team chemistry.
In no way, shape, or form am I upset with the Pacers because they traded me. They thought it was the best thing for their club. And obviously, the Timberwolves thought getting myself was the best thing for their franchise, and we're going to make it work.
The working relationship would be quite simple. Give Chuck the ball and watch him do his thing.
In training camp, he was out at mid-court. So he said, Jack, how about a lunge for, one out here? And I said, you're on. Boom, right in there.
He's a good shooter.
Shooter. Great shooter.
Shooter.
I mean, when you're talking range, no one can out-Chuck Chuck.
Oh, brother, Person nails it from 3.
Right now, you can't turn your head for one count on Chuck Person. He's going to get open. You're going to find him.
4-point lead. No timeouts left. Person right now hits a three-pointer.
But there's much more to this Person than long-range bombs and emotional outbursts.
He wants to win more than anything, and just competing and trying to win is the thing that motivates him.
Believe it or not, there's actually a method to Person's madness.
I guess the thing I'm most impressed about with Chuck is that he studies the game. You know, he always wants to talk basketball, and I think that's the kind of player that I want to be around.
And his teammates share in this sentiment.
He's a guy that goes out there and works hard every night, and there's nobody else I'd rather go to battle with than Chuck Person.
Person will launch a 3.
Person blankles one up for 3. It's good again. Person holds his hands up to the sky, shaking his head as if to say, I can't even believe how good I am.
And the question of how good the Timberwolves will be in the future just may be answered by Chuck Person.
How about the loose ball going back to Person? Another 3. He's putting on a show. Go ahead, Chuck. His nickname is the Rifleman. His real name is Chuck Connors Person.
A contract can make you rich. The fans can make you famous. The press can make you a superstar. And the championship ring can make you immortal. But only the love can make you a player. You got the love?
Run it back. And now that we have you on the edge of your seat, it's time for the top 10 plays of the week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In our courtside countdown. At number 10, the Knicks drop by for a quick visit at the Kings Court.
Nice pass from Starks. Anthony hits, and he's fouled. What a move by Greg Anthony on the reverse.
There's mayhem in Milwaukee, thanks to this Lee Mayberry bomb.
Mayberry gets it away. And now count it.
Ooh, the Shaq can be pretty scary, but MJ's still the baddest bully around.
Banks, Jordan the block and the steal. Oh, what a play.
Check out Washington get down court faster than a speeding bullet.
Ellison.
There's the speed.
That's a nifty little play.
But for number 6, the Celtics counter with this delightful fast break.
Nice pass. What a terrific pass from D. Brown.
What a great run. Here's a quick travel tip. Stay out of Mr. Robinson's neighborhood.
Oh, Robinson blocking Johnson and got it back again against Wingate. Oh, my, the Admiral.
At number 4, the Warriors get a spoonful of the 76ers.
Oh, look at this. 3-on-1 for the Sixers. Hornacek, Witherspoon.
Ah, but Golden State knows how to find the answer the hard way.
Hardaway, wild shot. How many times have we seen him do it?
At number 2, it's sure tough to figure how Rex Chapman made this one.
Chapman, how did he do that? I can't tell you. He has none.
And for the second straight week, the Edge Superior Performance stars Atlanta's Stacey Augmon.
Oh, Stacey! Plastic Man! Oh. Hello! That brought the crowd to life. 20 points for Stacey Augmon.
Well, look at Plastic Man do his thing. Look how that arm continues to extend.
I'm Jim Figgins. Let's take a second look at those Impact rookies. See you next week on NBA Action.